team pop-ups. Hello, Daniel.
Hello. Apparently our volume and sound is terrible,
Yeah.
but I don't care.
No, I heard.
I am excited because we are finally casting Mr. Project Swift on his birthday.
Our great and glorious
Celebrating the
leader.
Cake Day.
Happy birthday,
Well,
Project
great
Swift.
and glorious leader. He, of course, having, I think, founded DotA is hard, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Definitely the leader. I don't know if he created, I'm assuming.
I would assume
he's
so.
the
He does
reason
run the
we're all
Facebook.
here.
Indeed.
Well, whatever. He's important. So, hello everybody, this is Danivus. Joining me as always is The.Spectre. Today we're bringing you once again another DotA is Hard in-house game. Today very special, we are casting Project Swift. The leader of DotA is hard.
DotA isn't hard.
DotA isn't hard. It's not. It's just time consuming and painful.
Put in enough hours and you can be a pro, just like Kaya. Shout out to Kaya.
And he bans the Lifestealer. Thank you, Illuminati. Hooray!
No Nakes. And Magnus banned
And
out
Magnus
as well from Swift.
coming out.
Magnus is coming out, you say?
What's this?
I said, you see Magnus coming out.
Well, you know, with that horn.
Is the leader of the League of Extra Horny Gentlemen.
Yes.
We
Along
see
with
the
Tusk. Tusk's in there as well.
the Bat Rider banned out. Just a generally annoying hero to play against with the Napalm. Can win pretty much any 1v1 matchup if played correctly.
Spectacular voice work though.
Come on, girl!
Shadow of the Bat. So many Batman references.
Yeah.
So many.
I gotta
If
say,
you
I
enjoy the
think
comics, it's
Bat
just
Rider and Timbersaw are probably some of my favorites for voice work.
Keeper of the light.
Oh, we first picked Coddle. Might be going for that Coddle PL lineup.
Maybe we'll see if Project Swift decides to deny them that PL by picking it himself. Of course, that's the only way you can really deny that combo if you haven't banned him out in the first bans. So some people like to
That would be a
tactically
combo breaker.
A lot of people like to tactically pick out. I find in games that are low skill though, it's a lot better to go in with a game plan and really stick to it. So if you have said in your mind, we really need 5 push, let's start building for 5 push, and then they pick up a Keeper of the Light, that's kind of going to put a spanner in the works because of the massive counter push. You can decide, oh, that's going to change our entire game plan, or that you can dig into it even harder.
So Project Swift picking up a Shadow Demon and Darkseer, choosing to counter the PL preemptively rather than picking him. Clever moves.
Exactly. So the Shadow Demon and Darkseer's such strong counters because they do copy the illusions of the Phantom Lancer, and if that Phantom Lancer illusion is created, he can create illusions of itself that can be used by the other team. So if a Shadow Demon disrupts a Phantom Lancer illusion of the Radiant, then the Dire would gain the Phantom...
Reserve time.
Not the Phantom. Yeah, the Phantom Lancer illusions to use themselves.
Yeah, so you can get a counter army built up.
Yeah, it can really work against them and kind of really confuses people, including casters, because I would assume they would all show as the same kind of illusion color. Might be a bit confusing.
They will have different. Oh well, yeah. I
think
suppose
they have a little bit of a
above them,
different
of
color.
course.
Yeah, that would
They'd have
be
a different health
easier
bar.
way.
I know that much, but
Yeah.
just for the Now we see the Lone Druid picked up possibly instead of picking up the Phantom Lancer, thanks to that counters.
And of course, if you have the one-on-one Lone Druid Darkseer, you get a lucky Rudolph right as he surges away. It can lead to some early kills.
Yeah, Lone Druid. I mean, with that facial hair, any root's a lucky root for him.
Nasty. Ooh, and the Gyrocopter picked up. I love casting Gyrocopter games. He's probably one of my favorite heroes.
Especially when they go Aghanim Scepter and get that global altar.
Of course, that's in reference to a game that we cast the other day, where Juicy picked up an Aghanim Scepter and managed to get a kill when Bounty Hunter was defending against Mega Creeps. It with a global ultimate right before the throne exploded.
Paying off tenfold.
Usually the Aghanim Scepter, not a good pickup on Gyrocopter, I gotta say. It's a lot better to abuse Flat Cannon and get out those multiple attacks on everyone in 1,000 range by picking up, you know, something like an MKB for a lot of damage output. We'll see if they decide to kind of... Oh, I gotta say, there's a lot of sort of squishy heroes on the side of the Radiant. Lone Druid is rather strong. I expect him to be their off-laner. He can be played in any lane. I know Zoe actually plays in mid quite often. Just to secure those last hits.
Queen of Pain.
We see a Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain.
So there's still a pretty open draft coming out from Swift. Queen of Pain.
It's a very dire versus Radiant kind of pick at the moment.
It is a lot of evil and dark heroes on the side of the dire.
Someone's dropped out.
Or Radiant
In fact, I'm pretty sure that's currently exclusively correctly picked out to their respective sides. Not something you see very often.
Having a bit of an alliance fight here.
Maybe. Could be some sort of behind-the-scenes rule that we don't know about.
Maybe. At the moment, I am just using our kind of waiting in between games screen as the picking screen, just because it does have the links up there. I will work on an overlay for an actual picking screen, just so you can see things a little bit better. I didn't think it was too bad being small, because you can easily tell hero portraits apart. But I will be working on that in the future.
I'm offended that you don't have my link up there either for my Twitter. Very offended.
I'm sorry. I didn't remember what your @ thingy was. It was just Danavis, wasn't it?
It is @Danavis. Hard to remember, I know.
It is extremely
Seeing a Lena and a Luna pick out, Illuminati successfully noticing some of the most powerful heroes in the game there. Definitely two of the best heroes there.
Lena and Luna, of
favorites of
course,
mine.
being Danavis's crushes.
Anuxi, if you're watching at any point, please make items for these girls. Just masses of items.
More mounts, more hats, more corsets.
10 seconds remaining.
Ew, I'd like to mount.
Nasty.
Hey, back to the picking.
Let's move on from that disgusting mental image.
Nova! Nova!
Gross.
Silence kit.
And we do see the Jen and Puck banned out by Swift as well, not wanting to have that Queen of Pain silenced up in a big fight. Nor does she want heal coming out to counteract the burst. Uxia, Queen of Pain, Shadow Demon with the Soul Catcher being put up. Also, in general, a Chen, very annoying hero to play against if you can start pushing early.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't get Chen. What's he supposed to be?
He is a very potent early game pusher. If you manage to...
I mean like the character of Chen.
Oh, right.
What-
He's just...
what is he?
He's Chen the Holy Knight was his original name in Warcraft 3 Dota. He used to be an orc riding a wolf,
Dire team ban.
which was a very cool model.
Now he's a
original
black guy.
Warcraft 3. Yeah.
Pretty sure he's Dota's only black guy.
Maybe. Snakes could be black. Who knows?
Well, I don't think Nate's been anything for a few hundred years.
And we do see
Nate's is sort of a beige.
Yeah, he is. We see a Bane ban out as well. So really banning the support heroes because the Radiant side is lacking them, and the Dire banning out the carry heroes because, of course, rather than
10
Radiant banning
seconds
out the Dire
remaining.
heroes because the Dire are lacking them. So some good
Yes.
strategies coming out from
I
the
speak for the
captain.
trees.
Dire
Nature's
team pick.
Prophet coming out for the Radiant. Ooh, when we see a Wisp, maybe we're going to see that
Radiant
CK
team
picked up as the carry player. That's a 5th pick for...
I hope not. Swift, please don't do it.
I think he is. It may be a tiny. Of course, that would probably force
Love
the
to see
Queen
the
of Pain
tiny.
into an off lane unless they decide to try lane Wisp Tiny Shadow Demon or Wisp CK Shadow Demon. see
10
what
seconds.
Well, let's
Illuminati
see.
decides to pick up for his final hero.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Well, 23 seconds on the clock. What's he gonna pick? The suspense!
And this is reserve time as well. Hopefully he hasn't DC'd and they're not going to random the last pick.
That's it.
10
10,
seconds remaining.
9, 8, 7,
6.
6,
Seconds remaining.
dollar, 2, 1.
Storm Spirit.
Random to Storm Spirit.
Is it a random though?
man.
They may have been lacking a mid hero there. We could have seen maybe a solo safe
That
lane
timed out.
gyrocopter.
That timed out.
It may have been a last second pick, but we do see no DC coming out from the Illuminati in the channel here, so I think
He
did.
might have just not known what to do.
And the Chaos
And
Knight
there's
will
the
be
Chaos
the final
Knight.
pick.
Swifty, Swifty, Swift.
So it'll be interesting to see how they lane these teams, whether the Chaos Knight Wisp will go dual mid or not. I think it will kind of damage their lanes a bit if they did. I think Queen of Pain mid, Darkseer off lane, Wisp, CK, Shadow Demon in the tri lane. Of course, Queen of Pain might not go off lane. She could go solo safe lane and then have an aggressive tri lane from the Shadow Demon Wisp Chaos Knight combo. And on the
All
side,
possibilities. We'll just have to see what
Radiant.
they do. They're taking their time, assigning out the heroes.
and Illuminati not picking up the Prophet.
10
Last one
seconds
should be
remaining.
picked up, so maybe he did indeed random that last pick and he's
5
AFK or
seconds
he's got
remaining.
some issues. We do see it load into the game. I will switch over the overlay so I don't forget.
Yes,
Better
don't
get
forget.
On the side of the
That's the
Radiant,
spirit.
we have DucaL playing the Lone Druid. Gotta go fast on the Keeper of the Light. 4, 2, 3, exclamation, exclamation at S on the Storm Spirit.
And run.
The Illuminati on the Nature's Prophet, and many forward slashes on the Gyrocopter.
And over on the dire side, we've got imphinitY, spelt incorrectly. That's the accent. On the Queen of Pain, Riddik taking up the Darkseer. April Folo at JK94 on the Wisp. Roman on the Shadow Demon, and Project Swift on that ever-important Chaos Knight.
Yes, indeed. It does look
Who's
like
really
it's
gonna
going
shape
to
this
be
game?
the safe lane tri-lane with the Shadow
30
Demon
seconds
with
to go.
CK combo. Already a lane ward put down by the Wisp, and it looks like they're going to offensively position themselves to stop the Lone Druid getting down a pull ward, but he doesn't have any on him. The Lone Druid having that sexy panda bear.
Okay, yeah, anyone who doesn't have the Panda is not allowed to play Leon Druid in DotA is hard. That's in-house rules.
And
So
wards
Panda essential.
are up on the
Pause
Keeper
coming out
of
here
the
from
Light.
Swift. Might be seeing a DC.
Looks
Yeah,
like
looks like
Darkseer's
Darkseer's
AFK,
AFK.
and I think Riddik, is it Riddik? Riddik was the one that they'd remade the game for twice, I believe, because he failed to load in, so yeah, hopefully he's not having
4 times, I believe. 4
connection.
times
So
was
there you
the.
go. So
Can I actually
yeah,
ask?
Retsoak pointing out that Radiant seems very carry heavy. It is an extremely greedy lineup. I gotta say, the only 2 heroes that can really work with little to no items are the Keeper of the Light and Gyrocopter. Of course, we do see Gyrocopter played as a carry quite often, but he can also work extremely well as a support. I know Aki from No Tidehunter, which is now, I believe, called the Alliance, the Allegiance, the something.
Yes, the Alliance is what they call themselves now.
Now called the Alliance, often plays that support Gyrocopter. Yeah, the
Yeah, and apparently that Storm
Storm
Spirit was a pick. Must have been right at that last moment.
There you go, and Keeper of the Light has picked up an Illusion Rune. Is heading towards bottom. And it looks like we'll have the Nature's Prophet jungling with the Lone Druid off lane. The Storm Spirit vs Queen of Pain matchup in mid, and the dual lane Keeper of the Light Gyrocopter at bottom. So it will be a farming gyro in this lane.
Yeah, much
So-
as was expected.
Exactly. So it looks like a very... an It is a greedy lineup on the way of the Radiant, but the way they've laned it does give everyone farm that needs farm. Coddle being the only one not needing items, and he has been sent to stack and pull. The Prophet going up in the jungle, the Storm getting solo lane, the Lone Druid getting solo lane,
Denied.
and the Gyro basically getting solo lane. I have forgot to put up the last hits. They are up now. Sorry about that. So we see.
I like this offensive. I like this Dire lane ward up the top here. It gives him great vision for ganks. Which
We see a disruption coming out on the Lone Druid. A Wisp and Seeker come through. There's a stun coming out. Still Reality Rift available, and that's a first blood to the Chaos Knight, picking up 3 first bloods in a row. I might add, I am on form.
Did you catch it?
Yeah, I did. I was right on it.
Oh, okay. Good. I was like, I thought you'd missed another one. Wisp, of course, being quite strong in that offensive tri-lane.
Missing middle.
Exactly. So an early kill up on this tri-lane. We've got 900 gold up on the CK. It'll be interesting to see whether he just goes into the drums to begin with. Get a bit more early to mid-game items up, because I think they really need to end it up early, or they're just going to really go down to the push of Nature's Prophet and the general carry heavy lineup. I do see a
Wisp
dire
coming
ward.
mid for a little bit of D-warding. Nothing there from the fight though.
No, there doesn't look like there's a ward up on that top rune, or did he de-ward it?
No, there was no ward.
So the Lone Druid movement spotted out by that
And he has gone
dire
into
lane
bot
ward.
that camp.
Wisp is coming up, a little bit of a fake out from Nature's Prophet on the TP. Looks like Wisp is just gonna more fake outs from the Nature's Prophet, but doesn't come to join. We're just trying to get the Wisp to back off a bit. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Storm Spirit versus Queen of Pain. Storm Spirit is ahead in the actual last hits, but Queen of Pain coming out with 79
The
as
Radiant's
well.
courier.
And the courier killed by Queen of Pain with a blink forward. That's a big loss. That's 175 gold going the way of the Dire to each player.
And of
Like
course, 3 minutes without your courier in that early stage, so essential.
Exactly. And
Storm
did
Spirit
he
not going to
actually?
be able to bottle crow.
He did get the bottle on him, luckily though.
He did get the bottle of it.
So at least
But
he can take
not
that
going to be able to send that back.
It's like they're going on the Lone Druid at top again. The Reality Rift comes out, but not enough mana for the stun. Jumping the gun a little bit, just gaining the mana for that now. So Wisp really needing to grab a clarity and a salve. Put it up. You see a Dire ward spotting out that bottom rune. Vision from both teams on that bottom, but only Dire on the top. So a little bit of rune control coming out for the Queen of Pain there. Meanwhile, the Gyrocopter is getting very good farm on the bottom lane. Up at 21 CS, so about 6 ahead of the Chaos Knight at the moment. But the Chaos Knight does have that first blood, remember, and he has gone trade first.
Yeah, and the CK is contending with the bear, which makes it much harder to farm. Looks like his Darkseer is going to be caught out by the Prophet on
there's
the
a
bottom lane.
scrap by the Prophet,
He does
and
get
Illuminate just
and
rips
that's that.
through, and his insides are all over the ground. Nasty puddle forming there. Meanwhile, we see Queen of Pain pick up the Illusion Rune. She's not going to miss out on any experience either, managing to get back into the middle lane to scream down the creeps.
And that's going to be a real problem for the Storm Spirit, because he does have an empty bottle at this point and no courier to bottle crow it.
That courier coming up
Thought you
again
had
in
that,
a minute
didn't you?
5 seconds. Really like to see the Queen of Pain be a bit more aggressive, throw out the Shadow Strike, maybe do a few screams, and she has hit that level 6, about half a level ahead of the Storm Spirit in middle there. So she does have the ultimate
They're going on
available.
a bear at top, not going to get it though.
They're just going on the bear there, other than the Lone Druid
Yeah.
himself. Wisp now
just
with
the bear.
no items to his name. Maybe see, maybe even some branches ferried out to him.
I'd say he's waiting for some boots.
Maybe, and the bear's going to spot out the Wisp
Just getting
again.
that little extra bit of positioning.
Of course, the lone druid only being at level 4, still that one level off having entangle on the bear.
Just trying to keep him out of that XP range.
Gyrocopter going a very aggressive build. He's got 3 in rocket barrage, 2 in flat cannon, and no points in homing missile at the moment. So even though he is against the lone Darkseer, which he can use that homing missile to really kind of spam it in lane and force him back, because if he does stay, he'll get hit by it. It looks like he's instead using flat cannon to harass, and the Illuminati will come out from the puddle from the side, but it'll be just wide. So missing out on a little bit of harass damage there. Smartly Keeper of the Light aiming his Illuminate so it doesn't hit the creep wave.
Missing middle.
So of course it doesn't push that lane out too much. The Queen of Pain picking up a haste rune at bottom. It looks like she's going to look to go on the Keeper of the Light here. She activates it, throws out the Shadow Strike and the Scream, and is going to be able to get this with auto attack. She doesn't even need to spend the ultimate. A TP in from the Prophet for a second too late. Gyrocopter with a cooldown on 2, and the Rocket Barrage hitting on Darkseer for the kill. Queen of Pain does of course still have that haste rune up, so she's just going to run away. Doesn't even need to use the blink, conserving her mana.
Yeah, unfortunately they lost the Darkseer there, but still a good pickup.
Exactly, a good TP in. And Queen of Pain goes instantly on the Storm Spirit. He might go down to this tick damage unless he manages to ultimate, and he does go down.
I do
the
suffer
tick damage of the
fools.
Shadow Strike. Something we commented on the previous game. The Shadow Strike wasn't picked up. It is now actually level 2, choosing to get the damage over the lower blink cooldown. I've not seen very often, but can be used to great effect.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that build. Maybe not over the blink, but it's clearly worked at this time.
Especially if he's up against that Storm Spirit, who's really kind of fallen behind in farm with Queen of Pain, picking up those 2 kills, and also being ahead in CS still, even with the rotation and constant.
Radiant structures must have been fortified.
Fire are going to put
There's a heavy
pressure on
push
the top
going on.
tower,
Towers in bad shape.
and Gyro.
coming in to try to defend that.
Gyro's actually picked up a Hand of Midas.
Radiant's top tower
So
is taking
he's
hits.
already used it once, so it looks like he's got around a 750-ish minute.
Missing middle.
Hand of Midas.
adding a little bit of extra greed to that very greedy and very hungry team.
If you're going to do it, go
smoke
hard
up
or
at
go
top
home.
here.
But was it done under a Radiant Ward?
I don't
believe the
I
ward
think it
that was
yeah.
here was a Radiant
ward
Ward, so
just
they may have
expired.
spotted this out. The extra movement speed is going to be enough. The Blink and Scream in for the Queen of
Somebody's
Pain and
cooking.
Shadow Strike, along with the Stun and Tether. There is no way that this Lone Druid is getting out, and I think at this point of the game, should really take it out.
And it takes out
But
the
the Wrath
Wisp.
of Nature catches the Wisp on the back. Excellent
That
pickup
was
and
he
good map
would have
awareness.
survived
from
that
Prophet.
if he had A-clicked one of his creeps and not taken all that tower damage. So that
Radiant's
little bit of
top
misplay
tower's
with the
hurt.
Wisp
The
there.
Radiant got one last top tower.
Wisp has picked up a smoke. Of course he did use it in that last fight to try and get a bit of ganks going on in mid, but it doesn't look like the Radiant have any sentries, so maybe a good opportunity to kind of expose that weakness of no sentries being up at the moment. The Dire having quite good vision at the moment. We see a lane ward placed down just here. Oop, not drawing, that's the wrong button. Just placed down for the Dire in this area. So it would be a lot easier for them to go on that Lone Druid, knowing that there's no support coming in from the tower down here. And also just spotting out his movements if he decides to go into the secret shop or push the lane more.
For sure.
Meanwhile, we see some arcane boots picked up on the Darkseer. That'll help with his mana
Missing
problems
middle.
a little bit, but I do prefer to see the Soul Ring picked up from him first, because the timing on the cooldown means that he can abuse that mana, and the regen, of course, that it provides is enough to regen up the
Keep him
HP
in
that it
that
takes
lane.
off.
Yeah. And to keep him in lane in general.
Dire's mid tower.
Exactly. And Chaos Knight has gone for the
difficulties.
early drums, so he's really building for the mid game here. Looking to
Oddly
expose
enough,
that,
Wisp not
that carry
stand
heavy
with him,
lineup.
instead smoke in mid lane.
Yeah, we see a smoke wraparound from the supports plus Queen of Pain here on the bot lane. Hopefully trying to get that Gyro who has gone for the Midas build. It doesn't lend him damage at all, but we see them
Instead, Queen of Pain's
defensively.
TPing top.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Chaos
trying
Knight
to save
takes
that
out the
CK.
Nature's Prophet, and the Lone Druid takes out the Chaos Knight.
She teleports in.
But the double
Is the
damage
ulti gonna
Queen of
come out?
Pain slinks through him. Oh,
Oh, where's the
and
ulti? Oh, it just
manages
hits
to
him.
zap out.
I
We
believe
see
it
them.
hit him.
See them going on the Lone Druid, and
That's
he's
four in a
going
row.
so he's going to go down to the double
That
damage Queen of
was
Pain and the Wisp, and it did hit him. The Nature's Wrath bringing both the Wisp and the Queen of Pain very low, but unable to get the kill, unfortunately. So yes, you are correct, the Sonic Wave did actually hit.
Yeah, for 262
Just on the very end.
damage, did hit.
Yep. And they really need to
Yeah,
punish
look
this
at the
gyro early on. Ooh, and we see a big Illuminate being eaten by the Darkseer, but he's going to surge away. This is where that rocket would have been very handy. If he had let it off, it would have killed him.
Unless it got
Dire
killed by the
best
tower.
do something about that bottom tower.
Yeah. Indeed, but
Darkseer
I
may have
think...
been able to juke that.
Yeah, I was going to say, in that early level, I think it's got enough health to take quite a lot of damage. More than the towers would be
Dire's
able to do
bottom
at that
tower's
time.
getting the business.
Gyro has picked up Blades of Attack and finished off his phase boots already. We see an invisibility rune on Chaos Knight. It has been spotted out by a Radiant Ward, so they will know he's heading down here. They're going to position themselves quite defensively in the trees here, so some good map awareness from the Radiant side here.
Ping's coming out on that Queen of Pain as well. They know she's there. And they're going to hide behind this tower. Just waiting him out.
I think Chaos Knight
But
should
of course they
wrap
have long
around,
gone.
try and make a thing on the middle, but with 4 down on the bottom lane here, it looks like they're going to try and pressure the tower. Maybe even dive in behind and go for some kills. Nature's Prophet does TP down and create some Treants.
Queen of Pain eats Illusion.
And also Illuminate taking it down, but we see the Tether and Reality Rift in, and the Gyro goes down. You can really see that Hand of Might is providing him no early survivability.
Illuminate
Keeper of
hitting
the Light.
no one.
Keeper of the Light
Queen of Pain
stuck in
going on
here.
that
4-second stun down on the Nature's Prophet in the trees. He's trapped in here. Lone Druid comes through and saves him, but the Reality Rift is enough. Meanwhile, Wisp picks up.
He's back up, but she doesn't have the mana.
Reality Rift. Oh, but an Entangle on the CK. Is the root damage going to be enough? No, he lives with 10 health. Really playing on the edge here, but that's a very big win to the Dire side, picking up a lot of early kills here. If we look at the XP graph, while it was in favor of the Radiant with the Hand of Midas and kind of split lanes, it has dipped down in favor of the Dire. 500 experience and now 3k gold.
Yeah, a lot of smokes, a lot of gang speed coming out in this Dire team.
Meanwhile, while that team fight was happening, the mid tower did go down to Storm Spirit. So a little bit of extra gold for the team coming from that.
Surprising that we didn't see the Nature's Prophet. Did we see him TP in?
Yes, he did. He got stuck in the trees just here. Got a 4-second stun out from CK and then went down to the Wisp's Spirit.
Ah, well, probably not good for him.
No, not
Keeper
the
of the
best.
Light here, spinning in place. That's
And
waiting
Nature's
for that
Prophet
stack.
has...
Oh, and Storm's gonna ruin it.
Dire's bottom tower.
Ruin that pull for him entirely.
And
He's gonna catch the
Mechanism-
range creep.
how unfortunate. Mechanism will be up on Nature's Prophet in about another... Oh, actually, I think it might be on the Courier. Yes, it is. So we have Mechanism up for Nature's Prophet, so that's going to help them a lot in these early team fights that the Dire is trying to
Storm
force.
Spirit going on this Darkseer, defensive disruption. It's gonna keep him safe.
And the,
There's the Nature's Prophet, he's walking through that wall.
he's taken down, but the Illuminate manages to
takes out the
take it out.
Darkseer.
Pull down coming down, it
Pull
hits
down.
on Project Swift
CK.
in. Also with the Rocket Barrage, he's going to go down. In fact, Wisp tethering back in, he's going to get a double kill off the end of that. Wisp really needed to just run, and with the move speed that Gyro has, he gets a triple kill under
on
the
the
tower
Shadow
for
Demon.
many forward slashes.
Oh, and here comes the
Oh,
Queen
the
of Pain.
ultimate from the
Whiffs
Queen
the
of
ulti.
Pain. No, it hits on the Gyro and manages to take her down with the auto attack.
Edge.
Looks like he's going to go on the Queen of Pain now. Prophet TP's in, and the Mechanism
Blink dodges that
save.
Illuminate.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Did
Excellent
you see
save
the
there
blink dodge
from
on that Illuminate? Spectacular.
Very good, but he's going in again, and he blinks forward and gets the kill. Even though the Nature's Prophet came in with the mech, still the Queen of Pain able to run around and pick up that kill with her mobility. She has gone for an early
Did you
point.
see her dodge that Illuminate?
I did. It was a very
jumped
good
right
move
over
there.
it. Excellent blink. And
Queen
she's
of Pain going
in for
forward
more.
now on the Nature's Prophet. Of course, he is quite squishy. Oh, he sprouts, but the Queen of Pain gets
Trees
inside,
himself in.
and the Wisp gets it off with one
Radiant's
last
bottom
auto
tower
attack.
seen better days.
Meanwhile, the top tower of the Radiant goes down to the CK, possibly. I'm not sure if it was denied, actually. Let me see.
Radiant's
I can't
bottom
see.
tower seen better days.
I didn't catch that one. Too much action to see.
And a zip forward
here
from
we
the
see
Storm
Storm
Spirit
Spirit
onto
on
the
the
Darkseer. Vortex is in, and we do see that final point.
Looking for me?
It's gonna be enough. Yes, it is. The Wisp even comes down. He's in a lot of trouble here. We see the Rocket Barrage coming out, and this is going to be enough to go out. And it's a double kill to the
Tries
Storm
to deny
Spirit.
himself to Ancients.
Had a lot of early
but
issues.
Can't get in there quick enough.
You can see the leader
He
of
tries
the
to deny himself to
network,
Ancients there, but
unluckily, just
Can't be
not
done.
getting in time. Of course, the Gyro with that early Midas and some kills coming off in the last team fight is leading the net worth at 6.5k. Has picked up the Mithril Hammer, so it looks like he's going to build into an early BKB to try and counteract that Queen of Pain burst damage. Chaos Knight getting a kill
could
over
be a Desolator.
Light. It could be, but it definitely won't be. And a zap out from the Storm Spirit. He still might be caught. Reality Rift up in 1 second, and that's
Oh,
the Reality Rift. Blink,
Melt.
scream, just a lot of damage. Wisp possibly going to go down on the back end here. If we get another flat cannon hit, he will. That flat cannon coming out from the Gyro and hitting on the Wisp in the back. We see the Rocket Barrage coming out on the solo Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain misses the scream, which would have been a kill on the Gyro, but the Shadow Strike comes in. Will the tick damage be enough? It doesn't look like it. Gyro juking around the trees. Queen of Pain blinking out. But if they get a little bit of sight, oh, he'll take an Illuminate to the face, but going after the Gyrocops really needs to pop off that drum charge. Does do so. Hopefully he can get in range. The phase boost wearing out from the Gyro. One more. But he's gone around the trees and he's stuck. In fact, he gets sprouted in tower range. Reality Rift out and a stun on the
Radiant's
Nature's
bottom
Prophet.
tower
Stop
ain't a
that
pretty
engagement.
sight right now.
Queen of Pain running out. And
Radiant's bottom
damage.
tower's
While
done
the
for.
creeps managed to take out
yeah,
the bottom
deny
tower.
on the.
Radiant's mid
denied,
tower's
sorry?
coming apart.
No, it is
No, it was destroyed by the Dire. So an attempt to deny by the Keeper of the Light, but not managing to get it.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
So I think a lot of the early aggression that the Dire is trying to put on is working out decently for them. Some trades coming out. The big problem is that I don't think this Gyrocopter is dying enough. If they manage to turtle this enough, they definitely have the late game to take out the Dire
Dire's top
side.
tower. You know the drill.
Top lane, we see a TP in from Wisp. Shadow Demon going down to the Lone Druid. The Bear's gonna die from tower damage, and now Lone Druid in a very bad spot. Wisp is trying to spot out Nature's
The
Prophet
Dire
with those
disown their
spirits.
top tower.
That's him, but the ultimate ends. Queen of Pain with the blink scream in, double damage. Oh, the Reality Rift coming out a second too soon.
Somebody's
Neck
coming.
charge popped off, but Project Swift being able to take him down. An
Dire
armlet
just
up now on the
save that
Chaos
bottom
Knight, so a
tower.
lot of very
Radiant's gone and
cost-efficient
fortified
items
their
up on
structures.
and the Radiant
The
able
Dire
to take
has
down
to
the
kill
Dire
the
bottom
Supreme
tower, also
Tower.
pressuring this T2 tower. So on the back end of that team fight, the Radiant go for a trade
Radiant's
and are able
mid-tower
to
could use a
take out
hand.
2 towers.
Guess what's happening to
contest.
Dire's bottom tower?
Infinity on the Queen of Pain now
Radiant's
807.
mid-tower's in trouble.
Excellent play,
Very
and
good game
the
for him.
Aghanim Scepter is complete. He just needs to fly down the courier, but it seems that going
Radiant's
back to
top
base,
tower
he's
is
gonna
taking hits.
tie it up. Darkseer looking like he's going to be building a pipe. Already got the Ring of Health up. He might go into a Vanguard. I would say that the Vanguard would actually help a bit more, and he does pick it up. Just because they do have the Lone Druid Gyro and the Nature's Prophet. The main part of their damage is coming out from the Gyro Flat Cannon, and will be coming out from the Lone Druid Bear and Hero, which is all physical damage, of course. Always looking to get that pipe to push uphill against the Keeper of the Light, and seeing as they do have such an early mid-game oriented team, maybe the pipe would have been a much better choice. And the BKB completed on the gyro as well. Still sitting at the top of that farm.
There's a disappointing lack of farm on this lone druid, unfortunately.
Yeah, being stuck in that off lane means he's and many ganks coming out. He's sitting at 2-6-0 currently. Phase boots on the bear, tranquil on the hero, but beyond that, really not much that he can do apart from be a damage source in these big team fights.
Yeah, and possibly soak up a bit of that AoE.
We'll take a quick look at the grass experience. The Dire are ahead, but it's pulling back in the Radiant way. About 2k gold in favor of the the Dire rather, and 500 gold going the way of the Dire. Gyrocopter BKBs after an offensive blink forward. Shadow Demon with the defensive disruption, but he should go down here to some auto attacks. Nature's Prophet managing to get the last hit there. And the engagement being turned around by that BKB pickup by Gyro, instantly popping it so the Queen of Pain couldn't do anything, and she just had to back out. That's why the
Queen of Pain now seeing that very dangerous BKB. She's going to be looking for him now while that's on cooldown.
Exactly, BKB of course. A bit of an odd item, the duration of it gets lower, but so does the cooldown. Of course, that precious 10-second charge used up already, and it will be on cooldown for the next 30 seconds or so. It looks like the Dire supports are going for a bit of a roam. Wisp has put down a fresh ward here at the bottom rune, maybe to spot out a bit of the jungle movement. And we've got a TP of Wisp going on top, looking to take down that lone druid again. Prophet started to TP up, but I'm not sure if he'll continue it. Yes, he's come in behind the tower, used the mech, and he's sprouted up the Wisp. The Wisp has gone down, so now Project Swift out in the blue. We have 2 more defensive TPs coming in, the Gyro as well as this bear really needs an entangle, and no Orb of Venom is really hurting this lone druid at the moment. Often picked up to slow down chasing, but the lone druid, the Chaos Knight, able to get away with his very high movement speed, supplemented by those drops.
That panda just too soft and fluffy.
And meanwhile, the Storm Spirit soloing the Shadow Demon in mid lane. So it looks like Radiant are really starting to hit back. It looks like they're getting aggressive on the Queen of Pain. Oh, a big zap by Storm, but it's going to fall just short. The missile comes through. Looks like Wisp may be able to take it down. Yep. CK being now 1,200 gold off a BKB of his own. Oh, and a big Illuminate hitting on all 3 in mid. That's quite a hoit. Meanwhile, Prophet farming up bottom lane, hopefully trying to get a bit of a push going, just in case the team fight does break out mid. That bottom lane's going to push him by itself. We see the light looking to stack up that large camp as well, maybe for the lone druid or even the Prophet. We see a Wisp TP coming out for the oh, and we see a blink in. Is he going to TP out? He needs the stun, but no. Nature's Prophet manages to TP out, and the CK stun not used for some reason. Maybe thinking that Reality Rift would cancel it. Unfortunately, it is just a movement spell, and it does not break channel.
Faux show. He gone. He gone.
Lone druid.
Oh my.
With the pickup of some gloves of haste and blades of attack. Looks like he might be wanting to trade out those tranquil boots for some treads early on after that nerf. Do you see an invisible Queen of Pain?
They are quite terrible.
Down? Of course, only having 25 bonus move speed on break, and with such a ganking lineup, he's going to be hit a lot. Treads will do a lot more for his tank and him to be able to move away.
Queen of Pain is lurking.
Yep, and Kale and the Lone Druid just completely caught out. That is a godlike streak from the Queen of Pain, but is it going to be enough to secure the game for them?
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Well, we'll have to see when it goes beyond godlike. That will really tell.
And the pipe is being picked up by the Darkseer now, so we might see some more heavy pushes come out for them.
Over here!
Ooh, a big out from the Storm Spirit, almost getting caught out there by the Dire team.
A lot of pings coming out on mid.
Exactly. If we just take a quick look at the vision here, we only have 1 ward up for the side of the Radiant. Well, we have 4 Dire wards placed very offensively. A cooldown hitting on the Chaos Knight, and the BKB pops. Rocket Barrage takes down, and also the Shadow Demon. The Queen of Pain blinks away, and the Storm Spirit is short on mana. Tries to TP out. Is he gonna? No, and it manages to TP out, but we'll see Radiant probably push down mid lane now. The Yasha picked up by Gyrocopter, 2.4k up on him. We'll be going for that Manta style. And they are pushing heavily, of course, backdoor protection in use until the creeps arrive. And it looks like it's going to disable now. So we see a big push coming out from the middle. So what we thought was the superior mid game is actually starting to be beaten by this greedy lineup of the Radiant. Gyrocopter TPing bottom to do a bit of farming, as the Dire side has respawned. They can't stay in mid lane too long. Very good push, and so far a clean disengage from the Radiant, playing very well and having some good map sense here, even though their vision is very limited. We can see the pentagon of vision for the Radiant here. Of course, these offensive wards set up so the Wisp CK can see where they're TPing in and see if there are any other heroes in the area. So some good warding coming out from the Dire here.
Dire, not the Radiant, but
that's
close, very close.
The Dire warding up the Radiant's jungle.
Pentagon of Dire Vision.
Didn't I say that?
You said Radiant.
Yeah, you said Radiant.
My apologies.
That's alright, that's what I'm here for.
I know what I was thinking. And the Orchid, the Orchid picked up on the Storm Spirit. If he manages to silence off that Queen of Pain, I don't see where the damage is coming from on the Dire side. The Chaos Knight doing decently with that armlet pickup. So far, he hasn't been able to complete that that BKB just yet. Looks like the wards have spotted out the lone druid. It looks like the Dire are looking to get more aggressive on him. Really like to see him turn the bear around and use it to attack Wisp, maybe get an entangle while running away from his hero. A little bit of missed micro there. And an Illuminate coming up the hill and hitting on the Wisp.
Entangle.
We see a zip away from Storm. Looks like Dire are going to pressure this bottom tower while their creeps push in top. I'm not sure if they'll send maybe Gyrocopter or the Nature's Prophet to deal with that. No, they send the Keeper of the Light top just to Illuminate blast those creeps down. The Gyrocopter with his completed mana style. So CK pops the ultimate and armlet. Of course, those illusions gaining the bonuses from armlet without the negativity of the degen. And these illusions being able to pass through that the offensive wall, of course, seeing as it's on their team. I don't even know why I'm saying that.
Yes, that they can of course go through the wall.
Just a bit of a deterrent there from the Dire side. And it looks like the Dire are going to try and get in a Roshan. There is vision from the Radiant, however. Some pings coming out from the Gyrocopter. They know they're in there. And CK is going to
Wisp
start up.
wisely sitting up on the high ground, ready to tether in and get that stun off.
But the Radiant very aware of this, and they are going to be spotted by a Dire ward.
Stun Roshan. Oh, and the smoke coming out.
Looks like they're going to try and pick him out, and they see the Gyro coming. He does activate the BKB. Fall down, comes down, but it's on a BKB thing. But it looks like the Darkseer does go down, tethering the Queen of Pain away. But this BKB doing a lot of damage. The entangle out on the Chaos Knight. And it's going to be enough to take him down with the Gyrocopter's right-click damage. On the back end, the Storm Spirit's chasing the Queen of Pain. But the Queen of Pain's going to be able to TP out. But a big win from the Radiant, a 4-0 trade, and this is going to be the Roshan for them.
Yeah, that's after that fake-out Roshan.
Exactly, a bit of sneaky tactics trying to be employed by Swift, but not working on the Radiant. Who did, of course, have some good vision of the area, knowing that all 5 were there before the smoke. XP now going almost 10k in the way of the Radiant, and gold sitting at just over 5k. So Team Carry starting to hit their stride, and with an Aegis up on the Gyrocopter now, it's going to be very hard to take down in these team fights. I'd really like to see him pick up an MKB for his next item, just to really spread that damage out.
Yeah, he'll be extremely dangerous.
Exactly. So Gyro, very, very far ahead in the net worth. He's 5k ahead of his closest rival, the Queen of Pain, who hasn't really had too much progression since the Ags pickup. She has got the Mystic Staff, trying to build that into a Scythe, I would imagine, to try and lock down the Gyro before BKB with its instant cast time. Blink forward and a Hex would do wonders because that Gyro is quite low. The gank up on Lone Druid goes down to the overcharged CK and they manage to TP out in time.
It seems like the Queen of Pain is trying to wait out that BKB, and that's why she hasn't been as active in team fights since he's
Exactly, and the Storm Spirit catches out the Shadow Demon doing some warding at bottom. Bit of trash talk going on from the Storm. We do see the Oblivion Staff picked up by the Nature's Prophet, so maybe going for a silence of his own to lock down the enemy team even more. And we do see a Hood of Defiance on the Keeper of the Light, possibly building a pipe of his own. And really, the pipe will be very useful against the Queen of Pain. It looks like the Gyro's also picked up Crystallis, so maybe a Daedalus going to be coming out from him soon. Of course, this build, he does only have 1,600 HP, so if the Scythe comes out from Queen of Pain and she manages to catch him out, he'll be a very dead Gyro very quickly, unless he does also pick up a Helm of the Dominator in conjunction with the damage he has already. But really, with the...
just see what he builds towards. Probably going for the Daedalus next, but
yeah.
After that...
I'm gonna say the Radiant, with that KB pickup on the Gyro, he's just gonna be able to sit there and basically hit all of the Dire team as they're trying to wait that BKB out. With squishy support such as the Wisp CK do TP down to bottom, trying to go on that Lone Druid again. They're really picking on him this game. Of course, him being quite low. The Reality Rift brings him back into the 2-second stun. The Storm Spirit comes in and the Gyro call down on two heroes. And that's just an absolute massacre. The counter initiation coming through from Radiant. Too much. Storm zips forward, uses silence on the Darkseer, and also a Vortex, and that's another kill for the Gyrocopter, now sitting at 10-7.
Queen of Pain finally dying.
Yes, indeed. And also with the Aegis not going down on the Gyro either, so they're going to be able to push up through middle. I don't believe they have buyback. The Queen of Pain does. Might need to try and defend this wave, seeing as she does have that Ag cooldown ultimate. Just to maybe spam out and use it on the creep wave coming in.
This Gyrocopter's farm is just out of control at this point.
That Hand of Midas really paying off. He didn't get pressured enough in the early game, and now he's really starting to pull ahead with that increased experience gain as well as gold gain. Gyro taking a lot of damage from the Wisp Spirit hits, and it looks like he's trying to take down the Aegis, but too far ahead. The Vortex just comes down. The Gyro's Aegis is popped. We see a TP in from the Queen of Pain. He uses the ultimate on the top before he can activate the BKB. Once the BKB is activated, he just runs. The pull down hitting on Queen of Pain, second hit hitting on Shadow Demon. The Gyrocopter goes down. The CK and the Reality Rift pulls back the Storm Spirit rather, not going down. The Queen of Pain Blink Stream taking him down. And the stun taking out the CK, so not a clean pull out by the Radiant at all. A 4-for-1 trade. But a top T2 tower being taken by the Radiant creeps.
Yes, Swift is mad, he was not pleased, and he came out fighting. And
now Nature's Prophet has picked up a secondary Orchid for the Radiant team. If we take a quick look at buyback, basically all of the Radiant have buyback. Or do all of them? Except for the Gyro and Storm, probably two of their most kind of competent heroes for defending a push. It looks like they might be able to take the T2, but with the respawn coming up for about 10 seconds, they're going to need to be quick. And of course, there's nothing quicker than 5 Armlet CK's hitting on a tower.
Radiant's mid tower's getting the what for?
Lincoln
That's a fair
Sphere.
amount of Chaos Knights.
And the pipe is up for Keeper of the Light, so a lot of and for some reason the Lone Druid does have the armlet on the bear, but not activating it. Of course, the bear only getting the extra. The extra is 40 damage, I believe, if he does activate it. Plus 31 damage and 10 attack speed. So really needs to activate that armlet on the bear to gain full power from it. Meanwhile,
Otherwise,
I
it is
believe
virtually useless.
Queen of Pain has picked up the Scythe of Vice. So a big pickup for the Dire here. Maybe they can use it to blink and slice that Gyro up straight away. The Gyro has completed his Daedalus. See a 600 crit come out. For some reason there's a gem sitting on the ground apparently being pinged out. Not sure if that's true. I can't see anything up here.
I saw a Lincoln Sphere pinged earlier. You know what the hell
Yeah.
that's all about?
Yeah, I did see that as well. Maybe the
Storm
ping's
has it
going
now.
a bit odd. No, Storm does have the Lincoln Sphere and also the gem. So maybe the gem was being pinged back in the base there. So
Thank
the,
you to our co-caster Kit.
No
and
worries.
the gem being used to de-ward here. It's like an illusion ring.
Yeah,
gonna be
smoke
picked up
coming
by
out
Storm.
from the Dire.
But of
Everyone
course
except Darkseer in that one.
Yep. Looking to try and get back into the game with a quick smoke scythe to whoever decides to come and farm.
Whoa,
this
what'd
bottom
I
lane.
miss?
Storm Spirit sitting up here on the high ground trying to spot out anyone coming.
Wisp has activate Spirit, so if there's anyone sitting here, it's going to reveal him. And the Nature's Prophet tree aren't sitting there, but I'm not sure, unless they're actually looking at it, they wouldn't have spotted that out. It looks like the Dire
Yeah,
are going to have
might
to
be
go
a
out,
bait though. Could have been a bait.
possibly.
There's a ping coming out on that Wisp.
Looks like they do spot him with the ward. Maybe a long zipping coming in. No, it looks like Shadow. Why do I always say that? It looks like Storm Spirit's gonna stay back. For some reason, I always want to
Shadow
call Storm
Shaman.
Spirit Shadow Shaman. It's absolutely terrible. I have no clue why.
The difference is the man tits. That's the how you can tell them apart.
Exactly. We do see a 4-star up on the Shadow Demon. Maybe being able to even push that initiation range of the Queen of Pain even further forward. I think those the scythes are going to be extremely crucial in the upcoming fight if they can especially catch out the Gyro before he pops off BKB. They're going to be a lot better off in these fights because I really don't think they have the damage output without him there. Storm Spirit is rather farmed, but apart from the Orchid, he's picked up a Lincoln, so more of a defensive build for him. And Gyrocopter has picked up a Helm of the Dominator. So we're going to see that lifesteal come out on top of the massive crit. So they will need to kill him during that scythe duration, otherwise there is a possibility that he'll just regain all of it back.
Illusion.
And the Lone Druid does have
Illusion
the
rune
armlet
activating.
activated on the bear.
Illusion
Meanwhile,
on the Queen of Pain's gonna spot out that Nature's Prophet
well, indeed, and the
and the Radiant
Druid
team.
is actually holding a Maelstrom on his hero.
Oh, he's turned on the armlet.
He has turned on the armlet, but still with a Maelstrom sitting on his hero, it is of course better on the bear, just that attack speed, and he does switch it over, so maybe just a bit of a fumble, putting it on the hero accidentally when it was brought up.
Derp.
So, quite passive at the moment. Of course, this does favour the Radiant side, having that Hand of Midas up on Gyro, as well as the stronger late game potential, even if their late game carries are a bit underfarmed. And the Nature's Prophet is gone.
CK
from
and
neck.
the CK and the Queen of Pain catching up a little bit to the Gyro. Still, it's got a good 6k behind, but beating out the rest of the Radiant team.
Exactly. There is still a chance of them taking these fights. If the Queen of Pain can get off a scythe very early on, and they can take the gyro in the early stages of the fight, they really could turn around and win it from there.
Yeah, and it really is just that gyrocopter that's causing them the issues. Everyone else is very easy to deal with.
And we almost have a heart up on Swift as well, so it's going to be hard for them to kill off the illusions, even with the gyrocopter flak cannon. Bit of spirit form illuminate
Yes,
coming out
sending
here.
out those
from the
spirits.
light.
Just
Ooh,
to let
Darkseer almost
everybody know
runs
that he's
into
there.
it, but not quite. So a lot of tents fighting around the Roshan pit. Here is Zip coming out from the Storm Spirit, but nothing's going to happen.
Let the fun begin.
And they do take down that Radiant Ward. So now, the Dire Ward rather, so Dire now has no vision over this pit area.
Not bad, just watching, waiting, scouting
Of
it
course,
out.
Nature's Prophet using the ultimate there to try and push out the lanes a little bit more.
And they're just sitting around, both sides, just sitting around waiting for this fight to happen.
Just looking for an opening.
Gyro is
here.
going to go mid, take a bit of farm.
Exactly, I think this is the right move to make. Adding some pressure in on that mid lane, the Dire is going to have to react to it, otherwise they're going to lose their racks. It doesn't have a tower to protect it, so those creeps are just going to walk in and start hitting on the racks. Oh, we see a reality rift of the Lone Druid Bear come in and it's done. And it looks like
Dire's
the Lone
mid-range
Druidy
getting
Bear is
swamped.
going to go down. Meanwhile, on the back end, the Gyrocopter is disrupted by Shadow Demons, but nothing really happened.
And the bear will live.
Lone Druid Bear being resummoned, in fact. So,
Uproot and
if
after
it does go down, it's going to be down for a bit over a minute. And
it's
we
allowed
do
to
see... Beg your pardon?
It did live.
It did.
Okay, well he resummoned it
said.
then to gain the health back. A zap forward, oh, and Queen of Pain gets silenced by the Storm Spirit. Oh, throws down the ultimate and hits 4 with it. Very good.
2 down.
But at the moment, the Gyrocopter Flat Cannon is doing a lot of damage. Is Chaos not going to be able to take him down? No, and a triple kill from the Gyro. He does walk through the wall. He's sort of
Flies back
stuck
just to defend
there.
that Rax.
Queen of Pain having to come in.
Oh,
as I said
and he
before.
dies, running back through the wall.
Oh, the
Gyrocopter
the
is back
Gyrocopter
to the
does
Just to buy
die.
back.
And he buys back instantly, hoping not to be
Lies
caught
back
against
in
the...
shame, no doubt.
I think he just did that to save the time of walking back, frankly.
I think
That, of
he
course,
thought
was
he
a
may have been
terrible
able to
idea.
squeeze past us there.
Down quick and clean.
Oh, and a blink in from Queen of the Pain. She snatches the Aegis when the Roshan goes down, but it is going to be instantly popped. The Nature's Prophet needs to get out of here, but a call down coming down, and the Queen of Pain blinks up
Jumps
onto the
away
high
from it.
ground. Shadow Demon in a bit of an odd spot. If Storm Spirit decides to go on, it could catch him, but it looks like he's not going to follow through.
Excellent little steal there.
With that Rax being open for attack, and Gyrocopter just walking uphill and popping the Mantis, starting to mash on that Rax.
Can't do nothing
Already down to
about
half
dire
health
structures
before
right
the
now.
Dire Fortify up. And a full damage Illuminate hitting on 3 heroes defending here. After these
There is
fights,
a hard up in CK.
yep, definitely. We see after these fights, we see a 20k experience lead for the Radiant and a 15k gold lead with the Radiant as well. The Storm Spirit really starting to catch up on the end of these engagements, where he's just not dying through clever use of the silence and also his ultimate to dodge a lot of the damage coming out. CK just not doing enough against the AoE of the Storm, as well as the area denial of the Prophet, as well as the just the flat cannon of the Gyro taking down the illusions.
Double
CK.
damage.
Then we have here a double damage Keeper of the Light. That's going to be incredibly dangerous in team fights. They don't want to be taking him on.
Hitting for 207 damage on a singular target, the Shadow Demon really has to watch out for a solo pick-off here. Of course, meanwhile, the Dire Rax is respawning quite slowly. Like to see Radiant pressure it, but of course, losing out on that Aegis really kind of hampering their ability to push uphill.
Over here now.
Looks like the
Yeah,
Storm,
excellent job by Infinity.
yep, the Storm and CK bashing heads down at bottom lane here.
Here now.
But the reality
Where's
rift
the
is cancelled. applied the Lincoln Sphere. My apologies, I'm hiccuping a bit.
And the Storm, of course, just wanting to be left alone.
We see a Wisp TP in mid lane going for that lone druid again. The scythe comes out from the Queen of Pain. They pull back in 2 seconds.
From the Queen of Pain to get that kill.
And it looked like a big crit from the CK was what took him down. Just,
yeah, with 40
dying.
seconds cooldown on that Aghanim's ulti, she can really afford to just use that whenever she finds anyone.
Exactly. A great pickup, and it's very useful for counter pushing as well. Looks like Darkseer's also picked up a mechanism. So he went the Vanguard into pipe into mechanism. So a lot of team fight kind of utility coming out from the Darkseer, but of course it does mean if the Radiant focus him down in the middle before he pops that off, they're going to be very, very weak and susceptible for this damage.
I don't think he's at much risk of that with the Queen of Pain and the CK taking most of the focus here.
Yeah, I think they've realised that the dire support is just so poor. We're sitting at almost 47 minutes into the game and this Wisp has 2.6k net worth with nothing but arcane boots and an urn. Whereas the Shadow Demon does have a 4-star
basically just that's basically just time gold.
Exactly. And with Keeper of the Light not needing really much in the way of items, still having up pipe and drums, he's going to offer a lot more to his team, especially if he gets off the blinding light, which is something that I haven't really talked about before, but a good blinding light in the middle of this fight is going to negate a lot of the damage coming out from CK with the massive miss chance that it gives. It's an 80% miss chance, so an extremely strong item to use. Or skill to use rather than item.
Of course, yes.
So the Dire looking to push all 5 at bottom, but Storm Spirit sitting in middle here. Given the Wrath of Nature coming up from the Nature's Prophet, they really need to back here and need the TP back from the Queen of Pain. Looks like she's going to fight off this, and with that Dire push at bottom, it's just going to cease. And
fizzle away.
Exactly, with the game going the way it is.
Ward down there though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Dire can really win this. They are quite far behind in experience and gold, and every push chance that they're getting is just going to be taken away because of that naked Rax here. Either Storm with a long jump or Nature's Prophet with a the TP in, really going to be able to take that tower down. And with a ultimate orb up on the Nature's Prophet and 3.3k gold, he's not too far off getting a Scythe of Vice himself. Take a look. We see the Wisp CK combo TPing into the jungle again, but the Lone Druid does spot it out and starts walking the other way.
Unfortunately, that Wisp with his spirally things, quite obvious. It's quite easy to see coming.
Dude. Oh, and yes, Prophet TP's to top, and they've silenced up the Queen of Pain. There's no blinking away for her. Darkseer comes in to try and offer some support.
Oh yes, there is.
Queen of Pain blinks away with 40 health. The Storm Spirit trying to bottle up.
She's going back.
And she's coming back in. And the offensive Blinking Shadow Strike, the Storm Spirit is caught out, and that a gem goes the way of the Dire, sitting on the floor at the moment, and the Queen of Pain does pick it up. It's an excellent little pickup, but meanwhile, the Gyrocopter hitting on the barracks with his and the Queen of Pain ultimate.
Queen of Pain ulting those creeps just to keep them away. A lot of balls on this Queen of Pain, coming back in after taking that much damage.
Gyrocopter now sitting at level 25, basically full slotted, sitting at 2.6k gold. The only thing he can really do is turn that into a Satanic, and then exchange that Hand of Midas out for a Divine Rapier, of course.
Of course, gotta go the Divine.
Flat Cannon actually adding a lot of damage to the Divine Rapier. Not really adding, but kind of spreading it. Really, I think Flat Cannon late game is extremely broken. Being able to hit on every single target in a 1000 radius with the Divine Rapier is just insane. We do see a basher being
that's
picked up by the
team-wide
Chaos
material.
Knight. So looking for a little bit of extra lockdown, obviously having problems going through. And we do see
Well, with that overcharge, that'll help him really lock down the gyrocopter.
Exactly,
He
and we
can't use that flat cannon if he can't attack.
exactly. We do see a BKB picked up on Queen of Pain as well, so a little bit more survivability for her in fight. She's not going to be vortexed by the storm.
Not going to be hit by that Illuminate either.
Very aggressive here. Yeah, not being bothered by Illuminate. And if she
As
does
we know,
get
Wisp
the
is a
silence,
large arcane testicle, so...
if she does get silenced, she can also use the BKB to dispel it. It does, of course, pop off.
Gyro has a butterfly.
Gyro has completed Upper Butterfly, switching out to Hand of Midas. Still 1.3k in the bank. That evasion
Yeah,
chance.
choosing not to get that, Satanic
Divine
or
Rapier.
the Divine Rapier. Instead choosing for a much more pathetic build.
And Shadow Demon with a Staff of Wizardry, Belt of Strength. Pickup. Looks like he's trying to build a Necrobork. Maybe hoping to get Gyrocopter with a bit of that damage. Looks like a Wisp TP. Gonna go on top, onto the Gyro, but Wisp just dying instantly, and the CK also down. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to achieve there, but that's really gonna open up the mid lane for the Radiant to push, and big pings coming out from them at the moment. No buyback on the Chaos Knight. No buyback on the Chaos Knight, so he's down for 60 seconds, and that is their main farmer. Oh, and a root coming out from the, there, and a defensive destruction. Oh, he surges, but Root Gaming coming out from the Lone Druid. The, Queen of Pain activates BKB, blinks forward as an ultimate, but not much damage being done. Storm does that forward and use Vortex, and the Gyrocopter missile actually finishes him off. Oh, and Storm Spirit killing the gem when
structures.
Nature's Prophet was about to pick it up. And of course, this mid-rax will go down. CK being 25 seconds still without a buyback. I'd like to see them rotate the bottom, and Gyrocopter already has. This is going to be 2 lanes of Rax and Dire.
Bottom
I've got to say that it's going to be a good game as well. We see a zip forward and a kill on the Queen of Pain. Of course, her BKB on cooldown. And with no buyback, that is going to be good game, well played. An excellent game, a 53-minute game. Team Parry really coming through. Greedy lineup coming out, but it really pays off. Throne will go down momentarily. Swift scythed up.
This last bit of glory,
Silent stuff as well. It looks like he may live though. The Gyrocopter diving hard.
Does not care.
Oh, but the stun coming out, and the Wisp coming back as well. And it looks like they're going to take that Gyro out.
The Shadow Demon grabbing the kill.
And the Throne going down. An excellent eyesight. Ending up 25k experience and almost 30k gold ahead.
Wow,
Really,
what a game.
The man of the match there, I think, has to go to Gyrocopter. Some excellent cooldowns.
Oh,
Some good
I disagree
defensive play.
entirely. Queen of Pain all the way.
The problem is the Queen of Pain did
Gyro
manage
farmed
to...
up successfully, but Queen of Pain in that first 20 minutes was just spectacular plays.
The problem is, after that godlike, she only got another 1 kill. Not really dying
2
much
kills.
more. The godlike is
Yeah,
at,
2 kills, but I mean, she really just, her relevance.
yeah, just really dropping off. Sorry, I accidentally locked off Thanavis there. Accidentally, and the Lone Druid is getting smashed in that game.